I'm Alistair Greener for South West London TV, and we're shining a light on one of the biggest regeneration projects in Europe. This is Nine Elms Riverside. It stretches all the way from Battersea right down to Vauxhall. And this area is huge, 571 acres. That's 5 times bigger than Canary Wharf. And it will bring 20,000 new homes, 25,000 permanent jobs, which will benefit, of course, the local area, but actually further afield across the whole of the United Kingdom. Now, over the last few years, you couldn't have helped but notice all of the cranes behind me and around this area, which have dominated the London skyline. But what you're going to be seeing is the birth of a new flourishing community, with residents moving in, business opening up, and also exciting new arts and culture scene, which is extending the buzz of South Bank right over there all the way through to Battersea.
I'm Denise Waterman and I'm here at Battersea Dogs and Cats Home, and I've managed to catch up with the most important lady here today, and it is the CEO, and this is Clare Halton. Thank you so much for taking the time to meet us.
Well, you're very welcome, delighted.
There are so many changes in this area now that must be making a big difference to you.
Oh, phenomenally. Of course, when we first came, there was just a lot of railway arches and lots of derelict land. And we've got about 5.5 acres here, which we're delighted that we own. And yes, it's changing a lot now. Of course, over the years, we've seen the development of the power station, which came in 1920s, way after us. And of course, now we've got the big regeneration of the area with all sorts of huge buildings, lots of apartments, lots of commercial buildings, the American Embassy and Covent Garden all changing. So yeah, big changes.
Do you think that's going to help you here?
I think it helps the whole area. I think the whole regeneration is important to London. It's certainly important to this particular borough. And of course, there are great transport links now that we're seeing. So right behind me here, we're going to get a new tube station. That helps draw people in. We've got lots of new houses being built, lots of businesses coming here. So ultimately, I think the economic forecast for this particular area is high. For the Dogs and Cats Home, great, because of course footfall will increase, people will see the beautiful sort of heritage site that we have here, right in the middle of what is now becoming a very busy sort of residential area.
Behind me is a beautiful new building which has actually been designed as an 11-storey cube. Now that's quite some cube because it's costing over £800 million to build. And from early 2018 it's going to be the new home for the US Embassy. They're bringing 1,000 of their staff from Grosvenor Square down here to Nine Elms. To find out a little bit more about the building, I'm going to speak to the Embassy's Minister Councillor for Public Affairs, Courtney Austrian.
Well, if you look at the embassy behind me, it's clearly a 21st century diplomatic presence. And we're really excited about being able to really expand here and work with the community here. As you can see, it's all glass. You can see pretty much anything that's going around in the neighborhood. And so it's wonderful to see the views across the river. It's wonderful to see all the construction. It's wonderful to see people walking around. And that's a really exciting thing because it really does feel like we can see what is happening in the area and are a part of what's happening in the area. The grass around the embassy is going to be open to the community to use as well. And so we're hoping that it is less of a fortress America than you often get. And we were really impressed by the Wandsworth Council and by their plans for this area. And at that point, it was all really very pie in the sky. Nobody really knew what it was all going to look like. And so the US government was one of the first developers, I guess, to really think that there was a chance to make this area work. We're excited about what's happening at the power station. We're excited to have Apple just down the road, and we're hoping that that brings a really tech, modern sort of vibe to the area, because that really would feel much more like 21st century, bilateral relationship in a lot of ways. It's very exciting to be part of the regeneration of a neighborhood, and it's really fun to be somewhere where everything is really new. I mean, so much of being in the United Kingdom is really drenched in history, but this time we're getting to help make the history.
Community service is something that is kind of my family, what we've done from day one. It's been very important to be part of the community and be a good member of whatever's going on. It's going to be really exciting to see this thing grow. As these residential buildings go up, I think you're going to see an explosion in restaurants and all the services that people, like where I come from New York, within 5 minutes I can get pretty much everything I want. And that's going to happen here too.
Looking around the buildings under construction, you may think that Nine Elms is just about shiny new offices, but you'd be wrong. A whole new community is taking shape, and within 10 years it will be home to over 30,000 people.
Today I've been walking around Battersea Exchange and there's a real sense of community here. But with every community, you need a school. And we have got a school. And it's called St Mary's, and it's a beautiful new build. I'm going to go and take a look inside and meet the headmaster. Well, I've made my way through the public area to the front of the school. That is an amazing looking school, I have to say. You'd almost think that you're going into a hotel. And now I'm on the roof, where I found myself with Gerard Brading, who is the headmaster of St Mary's School. Now, what is this area called?
This is our rooftop sports pitch. It's an additional area to the playground. It was for a while the only play space we had, but now we use it for games and for PE and for sports fixtures.
So tell me just a little bit about all this redevelopment here.
We originally owned a large part of the Battersea Exchange, and for a number of years have been talking to a developer who had an area to the right of us that he owned and was interested in developing the whole area as a package rather than just bit by bit. Taylor Wimpey commissioned the building site and we became part of the Battersea Exchange building. So we existed in amongst all these high-rise buildings, and then eventually the school was demolished and we moved into a brand new two-form entry school. We have something like 80 ethnicities, 40 languages spoken. We have the whole gamut of social class across the school, and we're very much a sort of mixed school that reflects the inner city Battersea environment.
So how has the school benefited from being here in Nine Elms?
Taylor Wimpey have an office at the moment, rent an office in the school, so the children can see people coming to work each day that aren't just school staff. They see a very different aspect of perhaps life to come in the Nine Elms. They've spent some time over at the power station as well, done some art. They were involved in the fence outside, so they've had some connection with the whole development. They have a slide down from one floor to the ground floor. That's their main point of excitement. And perhaps Denise, you'd like to go on that later on.
I probably will. Maybe you could follow me.
I'll make sure it's safe.
Okay, all right. The things I do for South West London Television. Ta-da!
In total, £1 billion is being spent on new infrastructure, which includes 2 new tube stations for Wandsworth residents, one at Nine Elms on Wandsworth Road and the other at Battersea Power Station. I don't know how many floors I've just come down, but I'm now 30 metres below the streets of London, and we're here to witness a very special event where the Northern Line extension tunnelling will be complete, when just over here the machine breaks through that final bit of rock to make the tunnelling process complete. Well, it's really exciting to see this machine break through that last bit of rock to connect the 2 tunnels together, and what a privilege to be able to see something that's going to make such a big difference to South West London.
This is a huge project which has been only 10 years in the making from start to finish, and this is remarkable for a project as big as this, entirely differently financed from every other major project, and of course this is the one that will be linking this area with Battersea, delivering 25,000 jobs and 20,000 new homes.
Well, what a very exciting event that was, because it really does mark the moment that tunnelling is completed and they can start to get ready for the first trains to run on this track in 2020. This is just one of the things that is happening at Nine Elms. A new river pier service has just been launched at Battersea Power Station, which will be Wandsworth's 4th river pier service, making it London's best connected place for river access. The River Pier service, run by Thames Clipper, takes people from Putney, Wandsworth, Riverside, Plantation Wharf in Battersea, and right here at Nine Elms to Westminster, the City and Canary Wharf. It's a great way to commute without the hassle of the tube.
With so much regeneration going on here at Nine Elms, the flats, the offices, the transport links, it's easy to forget that there are people that are part of a community here. Well, I'm just about to meet Gabriel. He got himself a job through Wandsworth Council's Work Match scheme. Let's see what he's got to say about it. So Gabriel, you're a local and you live in Nine Elms. Tell me, would you recommend that people came here to Battersea Power Station?
Presently, at this moment, here is the place to be throughout whole London. Missing this place, then you don't know London anymore. This is the most modern place throughout London where you can come and enjoy yourself. So many things are here. It's not only residential. You have nice boutiques, nice restaurants, nice shops which are coming in, and I cannot explain. Just come and see for yourself. I think it's the best.
One of the areas which is employing a lot of apprenticeships at the moment is here at Nine Elms and Battersea Power Station. I'm joined by one of those apprentices. She is Rachel Penfold, and she's all the way from Tooting. And Rachel, it's lovely to be working on your doorstep. Tell us what it's like to be working on a project like this.
Well, it's the most iconic building that I've worked on out of all the sites I've been on. It's just an amazing feeling knowing that I've seen it from pretty much the beginning of where my company started at the foundation and to work its way up. I've been to Battersea when I was younger and I saw what it was like, and it was nothing like this. It was derelict, it was, full of flats and estates, and it's so up and coming. It's such a great place to come, and I think in 15 years' time, I'm just going to be so proud of myself knowing that I have been a part of this development and the iconic Battersea Power Station.
Battersea Power Station. Now, it's lie dormant for over 30 years, and despite the many failed attempts to revive it, it's taken the regeneration of Nine Elms to actually make it happen.
Well, the vision for Battersea Power Station is quite simple. It's about creating a really great place with a really strong community right at the heart of that place. We're very focused on phase 1 at the moment, which we've now opened, so you can come and live here, you can visit, but we're also highly focused on the construction of the next phases, being the power station and phase 3. We're also creating a cultural trail to experience more about the power station, and these things are really important. It's not very often where you get the chance to have a property development with such an incredible icon like Battersea Power Station at the heart of it, and we need to celebrate that and make the most of it.
This is the new Covent Garden Flower Market. Of course, just around the corner is also the vegetable market and the fruit market as well. Now, this has been the home for these markets since the 1970s when it first came down this area. But there's more change around the corner and big ambitious plans. Within 5 years, they're hoping to have a food quarter, a business hub and a retail hub. Telling me more about this is the chair of the Covent Garden Market Authority, Pam Alexander. Good morning, Pam. Thanks for joining us.
My pleasure. New Covent Garden Market's an international brand, worldwide fame, and the oldest fruit, flower and vegetable market in London and in the UK. We've been here for over 40 years and the facilities are really worn out. So we, as part of the whole Nine Elms redevelopment, we're going to be producing brand new facilities for our flower market, and then very soon we'll be starting to rebuild the fruit and vegetable market. There will be wonderful new facilities for the fruit and vegetable traders, the wholesalers and the distributors. We have 2,500 jobs here which we're securing for the neighbourhood in 175 companies. They'll be able to grow and flourish with new facilities here at Nine Elms. I think it's going to be a very buzzy, exciting area with different neighbourhoods which will have a different feel around the fruit and vegetable market. We're going to be a hugely important employer for London and for much of the community. Every Sunday we have a Sunday market here which is attracting thousands, literally thousands of people, and it's very important to the local community. There'll be new places to eat, new places to shop. But we've also got community facilities, so there'll be sports facilities for the local young people to use. And we hope very much that we'll be continuing our work with schools and education establishments to encourage them to understand about food, about nutrition and about horticulture. The public's going to be able to own an area which has been an industrial wasteland for all my life. I've lived in Wandsworth much of my life and come past this blocked off, walled off area which is going to become open and a huge new facility for London.
If you make your way just near the water, you will find the Riverside development. Now, sitting on the Thames is the Atami restaurant. I'm very, very happy to be meeting here Annie and Dominic, who are the owners of this unbelievably fabulous Japanese restaurant. Tell me, what's so good about being here on the river?
I think it's absolutely wonderful, especially in the summer. You've got the river and people love sitting along the river and then watching the sunset, drinking along.
So what made you decide to move here to the Nine Elms area?
I think we saw the potential because all along the Nine Elms is a development by big companies like St. James, and there's Embassy Garden, as you mentioned earlier. I think all that will regenerate this area, and I can see the potential in business terms.
Yeah.
We've been here since 1987. My husband's a founder director on Nine Elms Pier, so we've seen the pier grow up as a real sense of community. And when we first started coming here, there was maybe a local Sainsbury's at Vauxhall, but absolutely an oasis. No coffee shops, no bars, nothing from that point of view. So it's just slowly built up, and now we have a tavern, a coffee shop, a Waitrose, Sainsbury's. It's just all grown up. So I think it's a massive change in quite a short space of time, really.
Well, going by a spectacular name like the Nine Elms Tavern, you expect to find a true British pub, and this is what it is. This is Lewis. Lewis, tell us a little bit about this pub.
This pub's been open about 2 years. Started off very slowly, as you'd expect, sort of in the area, being a new area and stuff, but in the year that I've been here, it's gradually picking up. So the clientele is gradually changing, and obviously more and more people are moving to the area.
And of course, with the tube now coming this way, they can just pop along here.
Yeah, exactly. Another reason why it's such a great location when the Battersea Power Station tube, I think it's going to be the Northern Line. Once that's up and running, the footfall to the area is going to increase ridiculous amounts, so we're very excited about that.
I was doing a lot of work down at Vauxhall Station, making coffees down there in the cab, and I was told about the new district that was opening up around here. I came for a wander, I walked up the Thames, thought, oh, that's really exciting, really nice sort of place. So 7 years down the line, we decided to open our first shop in Nine Elms. It's great. The number of people that come here has increased, but the number of people in the general area is always increasing as well, so you get to see new faces, but we've got really nice regulars, so I can sense the changes, like all the time. You see there's obviously loads of industry, lots of building going on, but yeah, just the number of people is getting really exciting.
My name's Sophie. My local business is it's an ethical fashion brand, and what we do is we try and rep current issues. So the point of it is to sort of get people interested in what's going on in the world, but through creative design that's not boring. The connection I've got with here is it's my local cafe. I come here a lot, I meet a lot of people here. It's great. It's a really nice meeting point. It's a lovely place.
The regeneration of Nine Elms is also opening up to 3 kilometres of Thames Riverside across the South Bank, which will extend London's Riverwalk from Vauxhall all the way to Battersea Park.
Pretty much every weekend there's something happening here at Nine Elms, so there's never been a better time to check out London's newest neighbourhood. We're here at the Cirque Bijou Magical Umbrella Procession. Today's event is part of a festival which is quite literally lighting the place up with handmade LED umbrellas. If you get the chance, why not come down and see some of the other events happening, and maybe we'll see you there.
I'm here at Wandsworth Council's Rose Community Centre in the heart of Nine Elms in the area of North Battersea. I am here to witness one of the unique ways in which Wandsworth Council are working together with the primary school children of Nine Elms to get them interested in the changes that are happening around them and to excite their interest in the arts and culture hub that is currently starting to take shape. Well, now we've come to the Savona estate and I am here with the leader of Wandsworth Council, Ravi Govindia. It's very nice to meet you, Ravi.
Pleasure to meet you too.
And this beautiful backdrop of Battersea Power Station. So Ravi, tell us about the regeneration project of Nine Elms.
This is possibly the largest regeneration project in Europe. At the end of the project there will be 20,000 new homes, an equal number and possibly more of job opportunities for people who live here and people who live around here. At the end of it also, this area will get linked up with London's transport system, London's cultural scenes, London's retail scene.
And Ravi, what is your vision for the arts?
This area is actually quite rich in arts already. So we have the Pumpkin House Gallery at one end, we've got the Beaconsfield Gallery at the other end. We'll have Matt's Gallery to come in future. There's a lot of arts activity already here. Our vision is to grow that, build on it, link the existing with the new, and make sure that every developer provides an arts opportunity for the people who live here and the people who are going to become part of this area.
It is so nice to see people being active in their community. If you want any further information on any of the projects, then please follow the links below. My name is Pia Jackson and you're watching South West London TV.